Hello, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to WileyPLUS, which is the publisher's website platform where you'll find your assignments, reading material, and additional tutorials. So let's get started by going to the Getting Started tab. I'm going to click into the WileyPLUS. This is a flyer to help you walk through the steps for registration, and this is a technical support document that I created. Please read it. The top paragraphs tell you which browsers to use and how Wiley reacts on different devices. The center section gives you links to checking your browsers to make sure they're working. This doesn't really apply to you, but it's here. You have to register for WileyPLUS via my Blackboard site, or you won't get to the course material. And the final one is a cut and paste link to see how to turn on and off pop-ups and things of that sort in your browser. Hopefully this material will be helpful to you. I'm going to switch over to course material. I have the student preview mode turned on so that you can see what happens when your browser doesn't work. So when you click on Wiley in the WileyPLUS, links are shown by these blue boxes, and your browser is not set correctly, this is what happens. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't give you a message. It doesn't tell you anything. It just clicks and goes to a white screen and comes back. So when this starts happening, you need to go to that technical support page and find out what's going wrong, or go to the Blackboard or go to my syllabus. And in the syllabus is a WileyPLUS technical help link, and go there and see if you can either get a verbal or chat technical help to get you up and running on WileyPLUS. I'm going to pause so that I can fix all of this. I've just changed browsers. Now I'm in Firefox. Not that it's necessarily better, but my Firefox is set to run WileyPLUS, so it's better at the moment. I'm going to go back into course materials. Go back onto chapter 1. Because I'm in student mode, WileyPLUS is not going to recognize me, and it's going to think I'm a new student entering the platform. So when you click on the WileyPLUS link, it doesn't matter which one you click on. If you haven't registered, this is what's going to appear. If you've purchased a book from Harper, you have a registration code. You would click here and continue. If you are waiting for a book, or then you can, or want to make up your mind what your options are, you can take the grace period. It's a 14-day grace period. Once the grace period ends, it will stop functioning until you make one of these selections. All of the work you've done during the grace period will transfer. If you bought a used book, you still must buy an access. So at the very minimum, with a used book or a borrowed book, you have to buy the access for $120. Now I'm going to pause again and get back into a new mode. Now I've set my browser so I have access. And so in this case, this is the reading assignment, and I'm going to open it. So this opens up exactly as chapter 1 appears in the textbook, except, let me scroll this one, except that there are embedded videos that you can watch if you like. But what I really want to point out to you is there's a lot of material on the side. You can jump to learning objectives around and look for it. And there's some all kinds of videos. There's walkthrough videos, applied skills. They have a lot of material here. There's 3 items here that I really care for, but feel free to use what works best for you. I like Orion. It's an adaptive quiz that works in such a manner that as you answer questions, it reads how well you're doing in a certain area and lets you know if you need to study more or if you're doing okay. So I like those. By the way, you have solutions, you have walkthrough videos, solution walkthrough videos. So if you're doing an assignment and you're stuck, you can go here and see a similar assignment and see how it gets solved. Another thing I like in here is the interactive tutorial. It talks to you about the material and then it quizzes you. And all of these items that I'm talking about right now do not get graded, nor do I see them, so feel free to play with them as much as you like. I also like flashcards. I've just clicked on it and I'm going to chapter 1. I think the most useful part of flashcards is the quiz. I'm just going to grab one. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right, I happened to grab a correct one without reading. There. So you can see that you have correct and incorrect. I can guess again. It's still incorrect. So you can kind of quiz yourself. Chapter 1 happens to have 25 quizzes. I'm going to pause here and back out so I can show you some more material. All right, I've gone back to course material and I'm back into chapter 1 and I'm going to open up the quiz section and go to the student view. And when this opens for you, what you'll see is that you'll have the due date and time, that you have 3 attempts, and how the help is set up. The questions are listed right here. There's 10 questions in each quiz, and each question is worth 1 point. So you'll be able to answer the question. You'll be able to either submit your answer or save it for later. And you can move to the next question either by clicking the next or going to the next question here. Once you submit an answer, that's one of your attempts. If you save it for later, it's held in suspense, but it doesn't get graded. I'm going to pause and move on. I've moved to the assignment section, and there's a folder for each chapter, and in the folder you'll find a link to WileyPLUS. And once again, I'm going to go to the student view. All your assignments are listed here. These correspond with the assignments in the back of the textbook. Once again, you'll see the date and time that it's due, your number of attempts, and what type of helps are available to you. You can click on an exercise and open it. If you're confused about the answer, you can link to the text to see where and try to find the answers in the textbook. You can go to an interactive tutorial to help you. When you're working on it, this tells you how many attempts you've used and have left. If you submit your answer, that is one of your attempts. If you want to save your answers, you can, but you will not be able to see what you did correct or wrong. Once you submit, you'll be told how much, whether it's right or wrong. You can review your score, and more importantly, you can review your score by study objectives. In other words, how well are you doing in an area? Do you need to study more, or do you really understand it well? I'm going to pause once more. This is an overview of WileyPLUS. Hopefully it's been helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to post them on the Ask the Instructor in discussion board or send me an email. Thank you.